Hello, and welcome to Whispers of Time. Today, we are not just telling a story, we are walking through the entire life journey of a man who transformed pain into power, rejection into confidence, and failure into global greatness. His name is Dwayne Douglas Johnson, known to millions across the world as The Rock. This is not a story about overnight success or effortless fame. This is the story of a boy who grew up without stability, a teenager who nearly lost his way, a young man who failed publicly, and a man who rebuilt himself again and again until he became one of the most influential figures of the modern world. Dwayne Douglas Johnson was born on May 2, 1972, in Hayward, California, into a family already connected to professional wrestling. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a trailblazer in an industry that offered few opportunities to black athletes at the time. His grandfather, Peter Maivia, was not only a legendary wrestler, but also a respected Samoan chief whose name carried cultural weight and honor. Despite this legacy, Dwayne's early life was filled with uncertainty rather than privilege. Wrestling did not guarantee wealth, and his family lived paycheck to paycheck, constantly moving in search of work and opportunity. From a young age, Dwayne experienced instability. He lived in multiple states and countries, including California, Hawaii, Pennsylvania, and New Zealand. Constant relocation meant constantly starting over. New schools, new neighborhoods, new faces. This made it difficult for him to feel grounded or secure. At times, the family struggled so badly that they were evicted from their home. Dwayne later recalled moments when he watched his parents argue about money, moments that left deep emotional scars. These experiences planted a powerful mix of fear and determination inside him. Living in New Zealand exposed Dwayne to Polynesian culture and strengthened his connection to his Samoan roots. He learned about respect, family loyalty, and cultural pride. These values stayed with him for life and later became part of his public identity. However, the emotional impact of instability followed him into adolescence. As a teenager, Dwayne struggled with anger, confusion, and a lack of direction. He often felt like he did not belong anywhere. That confusion led him down a dangerous path. During his teenage years, Dwayne became involved in petty crimes, including theft. He has openly admitted that by the age of 17, he had been arrested multiple times. At that point, his future was uncertain. He was physically gifted but mentally lost. Looking back, he has said that without intervention, his life could have taken a very dark turn. That intervention came through sports. Dwayne discovered football, and it immediately gave him something he had never truly had before: structure. Football demanded discipline, consistency, and accountability. It gave him a reason to wake up early, train hard, and focus on something positive. His natural size, speed, and strength made him stand out, and coaches quickly noticed his potential. For the first time, Dwayne felt valued for something constructive. Football became more than a game. It became his identity and his escape. He trained relentlessly, determined to use sports as a way out of poverty and chaos. His hard work paid off when he earned a full scholarship to the University of Miami, one of the most competitive college football programs in the United States. For Dwayne, this was a dream come true. He believed he was finally on the path to success. At Miami, he joined the legendary Hurricanes, a team filled with elite athletes and future professional stars. In 1991, the team won the national championship. On the outside, it looked like Dwayne had made it, but inside, the pressure was overwhelming. He struggled to secure a starting position, competing against players who would later become NFL legends. Injuries slowed him down, and self-doubt began to creep in. For the first time since discovering football, Dwayne felt replaceable. Despite his efforts, his college career never reached the heights he had imagined. Still, he graduated with a degree in criminology and physiology, holding on to the hope that professional football was still within reach. When he went undrafted by the NFL, it was a devastating blow. Refusing to give up, he signed with the Calgary Stampeders in the Canadian Football League. He believed this was his second chance. That second chance disappeared quickly. After only 2 months, he was cut from the team. Just like that, his football dreams were over. At 24 years old, Dwayne Johnson returned home broke, unemployed, and emotionally shattered. He famously had only $7 to his name. That moment was not just financial rock bottom. It was an identity crisis. Everything he believed about himself collapsed. Those days were dark. Dwayne felt ashamed, lost, and unsure of his purpose. He had built his entire identity around football, and now it was gone. Many people would have given up. Some would have blamed the system or circumstances. Dwayne chose reflection. He realized that failure had stripped him of false confidence, but revealed something far more important: resilience. With no other clear options, Dwayne finally turned to professional wrestling, a world he had resisted for years because he wanted to succeed independently of his family name. Wrestling now represented survival. With encouragement from his father and grandfather's legacy, he began training seriously. His athleticism, charisma, and presence were undeniable. In 1996, he signed with the World Wrestling Federation and debuted as Rocky Maivia, a tribute to his father, Rocky Johnson, and grandfather, Peter Maivia. Despite being pushed early, fans rejected him. He was booed, criticized, and labeled artificial. For many performers, this rejection would have ended their careers. Dwayne did something different. He listened. He adapted. He reinvented himself completely. Rocky Maivia disappeared, and The Rock was born. This new persona was confident, sharp-tongued, charismatic, and fearless. The Rock spoke with authority, humor, and intensity. Audiences connected instantly. The Rock quickly became one of the biggest stars in wrestling history. He won multiple championships, headlined major events, and became a pop culture phenomenon. His ability to speak, entertain, and dominate the spotlight made him unique. Wrestling was no longer just a job. It was a platform. Yet even at the peak of wrestling fame, Dwayne was thinking long-term. He understood that wrestling was physically demanding and time-limited. He wanted to evolve again. That evolution led him to Hollywood. His early acting roles included appearances in The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King. While his physical presence drew attention, critics doubted his acting range. Hollywood executives were skeptical. The transition was not easy. Some films failed, and momentum slowed. Instead of quitting, Dwayne returned to learning mode. He took acting classes, studied scripts, accepted feedback, and challenged himself with different roles. He embraced comedy, family-friendly films, and emotionally grounded characters. Slowly, perceptions began to change. Films like Gridiron Gang showed his emotional depth. Get Smart displayed his comedic timing. Journey 2 broadened his family audience. Then came the Fast and Furious franchise, which elevated him to global superstardom. Dwayne Johnson became one of the most bankable actors in the world. By the 2010s, he was consistently ranked among the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. His work ethic became legendary. He woke up before dawn, trained relentlessly, and treated every project with discipline. Success never made him complacent. Beyond acting, Dwayne built a powerful business empire. He co-founded $7 Productions, named after the $7 that symbolized his lowest moment. The company produces films, television shows, and digital content. He launched Project Rock, Terramana Tequila, and fitness-focused ventures, all rooted in authenticity. Despite fame and fortune, Dwayne remains deeply grounded. He is a devoted father who often speaks about the importance of family, humility, and emotional honesty. He has openly discussed struggles with mental health, reminding millions that strength includes vulnerability. He also gives back. Through charity work and foundations, Dwayne supports children, education, disaster relief, and health initiatives. His involvement with the Make-A-Wish Foundation has brought hope and joy to countless families. Today, Dwayne Johnson represents more than entertainment. He represents perseverance. His life proves that failure is not the end, but a lesson. From a confused teenager to a global icon, his journey shows that with discipline, belief, and relentless effort, transformation is always possible. Through this story, we are reminded that no matter how many times life knocks us down, we always have the power to rise again.